Dallas's long Nico Harrison nightmare is over. Or is it? The incompetent general manager may have been relieved of his duties, but the Mavericks won't escape his shadow anytime soon. Harrison signed his career death warrant the moment he decided to trade Luka Doncic. For reasons we've discussed ad nauseum, that was an egregious, indefensible deal at the time, and it only continues to look worse with each passing day. The Mavs didn't just trade a superstar in his prime. They moved Doncic, whose conditioning and long-term durability were reportedly a concern, for a more injury-prone player who's 6 years older, Max Christie, and one measly draft pick. One. Harrison traded a perennial MVP candidate under long-term control, yet somehow emerged from the negotiations still owing more future first-round picks than the franchise is owed. That's virtually unprecedented when moving a player of Doncic's caliber. Doncic is now playing some of the best basketball of his already illustrious career for the surging Lakers, while the Mavs languish near the Western Conference basement. That's due in large part to Kyrie Irving's absence and a glaring lack of competent point guard play. Who could have predicted that injuries would slow the Davis-Irving duo, or that the combination of a teenage point forward and D'Angelo Russell wouldn't be enough to stem the tide until Kyrie returned? Everyone could have, except Harrison. That's why the Mavs finally listened to their furious fans and put him out of his misery. Harrison's termination marks the start of a long healing process in Dallas, but there's obviously much work to be done and many questions left to ask. Chief among them, why did owner Patrick Dumont green-light the Doncic trade in the first place, and how can fans ever trust his judgment again? Dumont conveniently left the trade out of his recent letter to Mavs fans, which was supposed to be about accountability.
I do want the credit without any blame.
The lottery gods provided one get-out-of-jail-free card when Dallas cashed in on 1.9% odds in the Cooper Flag lottery, which a tone-deaf Harrison played off as part of his grander vision. The biggest fools always assume the rest of us are as foolish and gullible as they are. But the Mavs will need more luck when the 2026 lottery rolls around. That's because Dallas controls its own first-rounder this year, and then not again until 2031. The best case scenario for the team's long-term future is to bottom out in 2025-26 and add another high-impact youngster like Derek Peterson, AJ Debinsa, or Cameron Boozer. Landing another can't-miss prospect on Flag's timeline would put the Mavs in a great spot going forward, especially with Harrison out of the way. Where that leaves Davis, Irving, Klay Thompson, and vets on team-friendly deals like PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford is almost irrelevant at this point. Maybe the new regime can get more for them on the trade market than Harrison got for Doncic. What a fitting way that would be to close the book on Nico. Then again, whether the Mavs turn their season around, whether they tank their way to another building block, whether Flag's the real deal, or whether they pull off a surplus value trade, none of it changes the fact that those players and assets are unlikely to turn into the type of star Doncic is. He's that special, which is why Dallas fell in love with him, warts and all. For that reason, it's hard to imagine the Mavs ever being able to truly turn the page on Harrison's disastrous tenure. His legacy will endure in the worst way possible. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.